What is going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of the 5-1 Formation Podcast, episode 37. Guys, good to be back.
Yes, sir.
Champions League, European soccer, ups, downs, highs, lows. What a week of football we've had this week.
Wild.
Absolutely just crazy. Things I would never think that would ever happen. Things like unexpected things. I was like lost for words at most games that I caught over the weekend and during the week. I don't know about you guys, but
we're gonna get to that.
It's some crazy stuff. For those of you who haven't watched the games, we're gonna get right into it with what I think, and I think what all of us believe is the biggest upset or the biggest defeat and the biggest game that happened this weekend, with Bayern Munich beating Barcelona 8-2.
Whoa, not upset.
If you're a Barcelona fan.
Oh, okay, as a fan. I thought you meant as a result.
It's more of an embarrassment.
Yeah. Not an upset.
It's very upsetting.
No, an upset is Lyon,
I know what
Man
you mean.
City.
I know what you mean. But
Yeah.
We know what you mean. He's having trouble understanding what you mean, but it's okay. Continue. Go ahead.
People view upsets as in like Lyon beating Man
That's
City.
what I said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But
but
soccer terms, I know what you mean. I know.
Yeah.
it's very upsetting if you're a Barcelona fan.
Yeah.
You get the idea. So I'm not going to speak anymore about this, and I'm just going to pass the mic to Antonio, or let the mic that he's holding do all the talking. Where do you even start with this?
I'm going to start by saying that I'm going to get poetic here.
Oh,
In Greek mythology, the beautiful world that we have today was all created from chaos. So sometimes in life, chaos is necessary, my friends. That's what I'm going to start off.
so did you have a dream about this or something?
I did not have a dream. Unfortunately, this is what you call a fucking nightmare.
yeah.
100% nightmare. I was watching the game with Alex and your brother, and you could ask our buddy right here, what was my reaction the first half hour when they were down 4-1?
I've known you for about 10 years, and that was the loudest I've heard you yell. So it's
Bro,
been tough.
to the point in the second half, like I almost launched something at my TV, like without thinking. Then I caught myself. But anyways, it was embarrassing to say the least. But like I'm on the edge with either I'm happy with it or sad. Obviously, I'm fucking pissed that we lost 8-2. Like if it was a 3-2 game, 3-1, 4-2, sort of acceptable.
Yeah, but there was like no fighting chance. Like it was just
Disgusting. It was disgusting.
on Barcelona's part.
Yeah, like you can't be a club as prestigious as Barcelona. I understand you're coming against the favorites to win the Champions League, Bayern Munich. I understand that, but you can't lose in this way.
No.
Especially after the second leg loss against Roma 2 years ago. Last year against Liverpool, corner taken quickly. And this is arguably the most embarrassing loss in the past 3 years against Bayern Munich. And honestly, before the game, I checked the odds, betting odds, and we were massive underdogs, almost at 4 times your money if you bet on Barcelona to win. And I said, wow, those are like pretty good odds for Barcelona. But apparently they were right, man. We were massive underdogs. So before I get into what's going on past this game, I think we should break down the game a bit. And for me personally, when I saw the lineup coming into this game, Setien had changed the formation from a 4-3-3 that we used against Napoli to a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
So right there, I saw that he came into the match with his tail in between his legs already. Like he didn't come in there fighting with a fighting spirit.
I guess he was going for more of a conservative approach, a 4-4-2. It's safer. It's not as attacking. I'm trying to look for things, for ideas, because I was literally like, I was watching the game at home and I was speechless. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe it.
I don't think anybody could believe it, not even myself. My dad was fucking pissed, obviously. You don't even want to know his reaction. Yeah. But for me, the first thing was definitely the formation change. Fucked everything up.
Yeah.
I understand you want to go conservative and defensive. But when you're playing a 4-4-2, I even told this Alex during the game. Look how many fucking holes there were in the game. If you're playing a 4-4-2, you got to play it a la Simeone. Tight and conservative.
Yeah.
Play a high defensive line.
Yeah.
Bro, there was at least 5 to 6 meters between the midfield line and the defensive line. Of course, they had all kinds of space, Bayern Munich.
I just wanted to add it real quick. Kind of like what City had. They had the same problem, the formation change. I think that it kind of screwed them up also. But we'll get into that later. I just wanted to make a little comparison.
I don't know. It's a bold move to do it in a Champions League tournament or in any tournament period to change the style of play that you're used to. I don't know. I didn't understand that. And then the second thing is that what I was very pissed about was the midfielders in that 4-4-2. You had Sergio Roberto, who was absent against Napoli. You had Busquets, who was coming back from suspension
Yeah.
and who has been slow all year against a very fast Bayern Munich team, as we all know. Then you have Vidal. Like, for me, he's more of a super sub type of thing. Leave him on the bench and bring on some action in the 70th minute.
Right before the game about Bayern, how they haven't played any big teams. This is like their actual challenge, and I said it that those words are gonna bite them in the ass.
They did bite him in the ass.
You can't say that beforehand with a hungry Bayern team, and you can't really belittle them for all the accomplishments that they've done, like the changes, everything.
But listen,
So
Vidal wasn't the only player that made comments before the game. Griezmann also. They were feeling confident. Obviously they were. They were being cautious, but I guess it just didn't go their way, like at all. It was not their night. It was not going to be Barcelona's night.
And why I believe it wasn't their night was simply because of the coaching tactics. That's all. There was nothing more. Obviously, you could say that there was more talent on Bayern's side, but for an 8-2 result, it goes more than just talent and preparation. Like, Barcelona came into that game with just a terrible tactic, terrible formation. They weren't motivated.
See, I think I agree, but I also disagree. I think it's more on the players now, because you've had Luis Enrique, you've had what's his name, Valverde. Now this guy. Okay, granted, 7 months, didn't have much preparation or whatever. There's something going on with the team, with the players, in between the players. It's just not working out anymore.
what I don't understand is that I think me and Alex spoke about this, that Bayern were up and they were very comfortable in the game, and they're making subs. Like, they didn't need to make subs. They were fresh and everything.
That's another thing.
And Setien only making one. And the thing is with me,
another
like,
thing.
I don't know what your take is on this, but Ousmane Dembele was on the bench, right? I know he's probably not fully fit, but don't you think it's theoretically the last game of the season, put him on?
Maybe they didn't want to risk injury or whatever,
Yeah.
but why have him on the bench at that point? That's my argument. But I was telling Alex live, I'm like, halftime, when we were down 4-1, put in Ansu Fati and Dembele, and even Griezmann. I said, fuck it, go guns blazing.
Because at that point, you're chasing the game. You gotta throw something
What
in
does
there.
he do? He leaves it a 4-4-2 still, and I don't know, it just wasn't working.
I don't know how it's been the whole season, but like, has it been like that for you guys? Like, only one sub a game, two, like, barely any subs? Because you have
He has failed to do substitutions when we were down before.
I think it was just I was a little more upset about the him not making any subs because of the fact that he had the 5 subs to use.
That's another thing.
If it was the 3, I would have said, you know what? Some coaches they still like to wait.
Yeah, very true.
But when you have the 5 to use, like, come on,
use them. At least
You're down 4-1. There's no excuse at that point. 4-1 in halftime. Another thing that I realize is that we're gonna get into it later, but touching on the subject that you just brought up, the player's fault and everything. Suarez looked like he had bricks on his feet, boulders, compared to
Cement, cinder blocks.
compared to the defenders. He was so fucking slow. It was unbelievable. We obviously know Davies' speed, very tough to beat. Like, Alaba too is very quick. The weakest link was Boateng in that whole team, and he got
subbed.
and he got cracked by Suarez.
Beautiful goal.
Beautiful goal, but at
Beautiful
that
goal.
point the game is too late and Barcelona's chasing the game.
Yeah.
And at that,
So
and for me, I think we could all agree, Boateng is the weakest link on that team,
Yeah.
on that starting 11, and Sula is definitely gonna replace him.
Yeah.
If not next game, the next
Boateng's
season.
out this summer. I think it was already set in stone from
Have
like
you
months
seen the size
ago.
of him?
Nicholas
Nicholas
Sewell?
Sewell?
Yeah.
Fridge.
You see when he came on, he
Fridge.
just freak.
Fridge. Massive.
So if you guys don't have any more thoughts on the game, I guess we'll move on. Right after the game, PK said a nice quote, and I was hesitant to include it or not, but I think it's very important to say this quote, just to show how big of a player he is and how he represents the club and how much he actually loves the badge, the club, everything. So I'm just going to paraphrase, and I open quote by saying, "It's embarrassing. We've hit rock bottom. We can't compete in Europe like this. It's not the first, nor the second, nor the third time this happens. We need to all reflect, and the club needs to make changes." I'm not talking about the coach nor any players. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I'm talking about structurally. Changes need to be made from top to bottom. If anybody needs to leave, I'll be the first one to go if need be, in order to change the dynamic of the team. We all need to reflect and decide what's best for the club, which is the most important thing. So, yeah, this is the first trophyless season since 07-08,
Yeah.
which is when we had a massive change in our squad as well in 09. We got rid of Ronaldinho, we got rid of Deco. The year after 09, we got rid of Eto. Basically, little cancers to the team. I just want to know if anybody has an input on this quote, what you guys think about it.
I'm happy. Like, if anyone were to come up and say it, other than Messi, it'd be PK. I'm happy especially for you as a Barca fan. I think it's refreshing seeing one of your leaders come out and say this about the team.
I was gonna save this for later, but nobody has heard or seen from Messi since after the game.
What's your take on it now? The speculations that he wants to.
it's only normal. He's
Yeah.
a quiet guy to begin with.
No, I meant about him wanting to leave now instead
But I
of
think it's 'cause
2021.
he's taking the loss like really hard too, and I think he's contemplating
100%.
his future,
Yeah.
and that's why he's kind of being a little quiet now. And he's waiting to see. Don't forget, he's waiting to see what the board is doing too, because that's just gonna push him to make a decision, right? If he sees the board not making moves, he's gonna want to leave.
And
But if he
also,
sees them,
and sorry to cut you off, and also he doesn't want to make or say something or make a decision right away based on emotions, like he did with Argentina,
Yeah.
that cup final that they lost, I think, to Chile for Copa America, maybe,
Where he left,
where
the
he
team
retired
right
and
after.
he
Yeah.
said fuck this, he retired, and then he ended up coming
Coming
back,
back.
and people were giving. A lot of the fans
Yeah.
and the media were giving him shit for
Yeah.
it and whatever, and then the whole Ronaldo, Messi.
it was a dramatic
comparison.
exit.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
what
it was very. So I think
Yeah.
he's trying to avoid that.
But I was gonna say is
That's
that
a
like,
good point. That's
but
a
I was
good
gonna say like, if you're Messi and the first thing you guys do is obviously Setien gone, and if I'm Messi, I'm somewhat relieved that they got rid of him. But now you're sitting back and you see that they hired Coleman. Like, if you're Messi, what do you think of getting Coleman now as your new boss?
Hold on, we're gonna get into that. So it was a nice transition from before, where I think Alex said it, or George, I can't remember, where he's just waiting on what the club
Alex.
is gonna do.
Big
So basically today they had a club board meeting between Bartomeu and the rest of his board.
Talk about a tough Monday, huh?
The biggest decision that they came up with was sacking Setien. Obviously, bro, there's no other choice. Like, what do you want them to do?
It's what any club would do.
Apparently, right after the game, there was rumors saying that Abidal lost his job as technical director, but no, he was there, present today. He's keeping his job for now. So I'm gonna let you ask your question again, because with the sacking of Setien, it's unofficial, but Coleman is the front runner. They offered him a 2-year contract. Now all that's left is him canceling the contract with the national team Netherlands. So what were you gonna say?
So I was gonna say, if you're Messi now, like you see Setien gone, so it's like, okay, now the board is recognizing where the fault was. The coaching was off this season. Now you guys get Coleman. If you're Messi, you're like, okay, now you go get Coleman, someone who's not really. I know he played for Barcelona. I know he won championship with Barcelona. But I'm just saying, do you think that's enough for him to be like, okay, we're in the right direction now? We got Coleman.
I think Messi isn't worried about the coach himself because I'm gonna throw a curveball at you.
Okay.
Why did Pep Guardiola leave after 4 seasons and after winning a treble his first season? Why did Luis Enrique leave after 3 seasons after winning a treble in his first season?
You can't top it.
I think it's more the board. I think that's what he's trying to get at.
What I'm trying to get at is that the board is a serious fucking problem.
Yeah.
And there's a cancer within that board. And for me today, the decision that they took, the biggest thing that came out of that board meeting today was an obvious decision, which was sacking Setien. We were all expecting for the board to resign, at least Bartomeu to resign. But no, he's hiding in the shadows like a coward. He didn't even come out with a press conference today. What does that tell you about being a club president?
Yeah,
Can I say something without you getting angry?
That's sad.
The way I see it, bro, and I'm going to be very realistic with you, I think Barcelona are at a point where they need a rebuilding stage, and Barcelona are going to become like Man United. A glorious team, once upon a time, with a cancerous board. It is what it is, man.
Okay, so I've gotten that various times, and also from Italians saying that, oh, you guys are going to have a massive downfall like Milan.
Milan is not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because we don't have 1, 2, 3 owners. Barcelona, I don't know if you guys know, is one of the only clubs in the world that is still run by its members. So high prestigious Catalans. There's over 140,000 board members.
Fuck, how do you
There's
have a
not
meeting?
That's
just
insane.
one owner.
Like a dictator, one whatever. Okay, I didn't know that.
So I have to strongly disagree with saying that we're going to be in the same situation as Man U and as AC Milan because...
I don't agree with AC. I'm more comparing to Man U.
Yeah, but Man U has one owner. What's his name?
Woodward.
Woodward.
Edward.
I was about to say Greenwood.
I didn't know this.
No.
Not too many people know this.
Okay.
So,
But
we're going to go through a rebuilding stage. Yes, I totally agree. But not a 10-year rebuilding stage. Things are going to happen quick.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah,
I wanted
okay.
to get into because not too many people know. So first, let me just get this off the board by saying that the other thing that was said in the board meeting today is that they're getting rid of the whole squad. Everybody. The only exceptions are obviously Messi, if he decides to stay, De Jong, Langlais, Ter Stegen, Ansu Fati, Ricky Puig, and Araujo is another young center back. So what came out of this board meeting today was that they want to first try to sell everybody that they can. They're taking inquiries, they're taking whatever. They want to get $200 million, euros, sorry. And then they're going to start going after players, such as Lautaro and Eric Garcia, who's on their front list.
With Koeman appointed, though, like I said before, is that I think he's going to try and attract some Dutch players.
So that's another thing. They also the board also said that they're going to leave it up to Koeman and Abidal to select the players. So they're going to kind of stay away from... The board itself is kind of going to step away from transfers and all that. So
I think
they're going to leave more power to Abidal and Koeman together.
Since Neymar left Barcelona, that left wing spot has been vacant, and no one has been able to fill it properly. And I think with Koeman's appointment, if and when he does get officially appointed, they're going to look
almost 100%.
Yeah, they're going to look at Depay, I think, because he's a free agent next year. And he needs to leave now before Lyon lose him for free next year. And I think that'd be a good spot for him.
Yeah, he's only 26 years old. We checked it last. And like you said, Koeman has coached him before, as he did with De Jong, Frankie De Jong. Yeah. And maybe he's going to try to bring the Dutch influence. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. They made the Nations League final and lost to Portugal, unfortunately. but it was a tight game, and they have a fantastic team. So I wouldn't mind more Dutch players on the team, honestly. We're a team that strongly believes in the Cruyff Dutch mentality with the 4-3-3 formation, keeping ball possession and killing the teams with possession and having the ball and all that. So I don't mind that. Go for it, George.
I agree with the whole ball possession thing. I believe it's a very good philosophy to have when you're putting together a team or you want to be successful in Europe, but you have to do it with a younger squad. I just want to bring it back to the game. The average age squad for Barcelona was 29, and that was the highest ever in Champions League
100%. I
for
agree.
Barcelona history.
But again,
Whereas Bayern Munich, a lot younger. I just wanted to bring
yeah, no, but it's like he just said that they literally just put everyone up for sale.
But
so
yeah,
they're gonna fix that problem.
Yeah, well, here's another thing too now. So other clubs,
Everybody up for sale. Everybody,
Okay,
except for 6 players that I named.
you know what? It's a very
Starting today.
It's a very drastic move, but I think drastic measures have to be taken into
Absolutely.
place.
When you're a prestigious team like them, same thing like Juve.
And
taking
that's
the same approach.
and that's exactly why I said, going back to the point about our downfall, it's not gonna be as long as other big prestigious teams downfall.
No,
we're gonna get shit done fast and
But
quick.
this is the worst time this can be happening because of how quick the La Liga will be back.
Yeah.
And
September.
they need to fix all of this, and I know they're not going to get it done by then, but hopefully they can get half of it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at least have something to work
The
with
key pieces.
on September 12th.
And another thing too is I feel like Barcelona are gonna, even if they do somewhat get that 200 mil that you're talking about, and they sell all the players that they want to create a lump sum of money. Whenever a team has a player that's on the market and Barcelona come knocking at the door, that team automatically increases the value of the player.
Well,
because they know Barcelona are gonna
That's
splash the
why
cash.
Abidal and Coleman need to put their fucking foots down. Their feet. That was bad. Their feet down. And, man, why can Bayern Munich strike a deal for fucking 23-year-old Leroy Sané for 50 mil?
It's their scouting. They're doing something behind the scenes. Obviously,
Why
that's
can
working.
Juve sign all kinds of people at a discount?
Or Liverpool
It's
or
their,
whatever?
it's their negotiation skills.
It's not about, I'm not buying this whole bullshit, if Barcelona comes knocking at their door, we're going to charge them whatever. No, they need to fucking negotiate, man. You can't be signing one player
120, 140.
120,
Yeah,
140. You can't be selling players at that price.
Yeah.
They need to be strong.
Yeah.
But if you do think of it, this problem is because Barcelona is selling him to Neymar to PSG.
The problem is because Bartomeu had too much to say and he's still in order. That's the fucking problem.
But I'm sure you saw the news today, what they announced about the presidential elections.
Yes, so that's another thing I was going to get into. So, okay, a lot of people, a lot of culés, they're saying, get rid of Bartomeu. Why can't the socios, the members of the club, just get rid of this guy? It's much more complex than everybody thinks. The guy signed to a contract, so are the other board members. So the first thing that I want to address is that Bartomeu can't call elections early. So everyone was like, let's run a new election. Let's do it right away. Apparently in the bylaws, you can't do that.
No.
So the earliest they could run elections from their primary date, which was July 1st or June 1st, I can't even remember, they set it forward to March 15th. That's the earliest they could go in the bylaws.
2021?
2021. So because Bartomeu and his board didn't step down, there won't be any re-elections. The only time that they could get re-elections is, once again, if Bartomeu and his whole board were to step down. If Bartomeu alone were to step down, then automatically the vice president gets the job as president. So it's still the same
Mentality.
exactly.
or
one of the same
entourage.
members of the board.
Entourage,
Exactly.
whatever the fuck you want to call it.
And that's coincidentally how Bartomeu got his job was when what's his name? The last president stepped down in 2014.
I couldn't tell you.
I have it here. I'm just not finding it. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. So in the situation that the whole board would step down, the Economic Commission would take over for 40 days. Then they would have an election to decide the new president. But that clearly didn't happen yet. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen unless you have someone sending death threats to Bartomeu's door, you know?
And I'm seeing here on the actual Barcelona website that it says that the holding of the elections from March 15th next year implies that the board of directors assume full responsibility regarding the 2020-2021 financial year.
Yeah, which is another huge thing, which is losses this year because of COVID.
So does that mean that they have a say of who they're buying? Or does Abidal and Coleman are actually going to be responsible of...
They're still going to have a say because they approve of the sales and the purchases.
So they're still going to have a say of whether or not they're down or not. Okay.
So, like I said, it's very complex. It's not what everybody was hoping for, unfortunately. We're still going to have this peasant at the top of the club for the next 6.5 months. Unless, of course, he resigns and the rest of the board resigns. So it's unlikely, but at least we're getting traction. We fired the coach.
Being proactive.
We said clearly that we want to get rid of the whole team besides a few exceptions. And yeah, we're making moves, at least.
Good.
That's what you want to hear, right? After such a fucking embarrassing 3 years in European football, and especially this year, trophyless, unacceptable. So the last topic I want to bring up is something we touched before. Messi wants to leave immediately, according to Marcelo Bechler from Esport Initiative or Interactive. He said, and I quote, "The board is informed that Messi wants to leave." He said Messi wants to leave Barcelona now, this year, right away. And he's never seen Messi so outside of Barca in so many years here. So I'm reading this and saying, okay, let's see what other people say. So apparently 3 other pundits on TV3, a Spanish channel, said that there's no fucking way he's leaving. At least not this year. He wants to stay and see what's going to happen throughout the year, see what's going to happen with the board and everything, and then make his final decision when he's a free agent next year. And then Sport, which is the Barcelona main newspaper, said that they've learned that Barca have not heard from their captain and star. He has a contract until next summer when he could leave for free if he wishes. Until then, he has a $700 million release clause. So, highly unlikely that he's going to leave this summer. I mean, someone has to strike a deal. It's obviously not going to be for 700 mil, but for me, right away that he's leaving, it's very unlikely. I think this guy, Marcelo, said it to sell papers and said it to stir shit in the pot.
Go for it. I think you're going to say the same thing.
Go ahead.
Well,
I
I was going to say that I think this guy is a bit credible because apparently he was the first ever reporter to break the Neymar news to PSG.
Yeah.
That was what you were going to say, right?
No.
No? What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I thought I read something that in Messi's contract, he can leave when he wants. Don't quote me, but...
Starting next year. I think he signed until... 2024 or something, but starting next year he can leave when he wants.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is are you okay with him leaving for free next year? Because that's what's going to happen if you don't get rid of him this year. That's the question for Barca fans.
Am I okay with having a Messi-less Barcelona? No, I'm not okay with that. Am I okay with him leaving voluntarily for free? I think I'm okay because at least he stayed 1 more year and he didn't overreact.
Okay.
If he ends up staying, obviously. And if he does decide to leave next year, that's on him. He's been with us since the beginning, since he was 13 years old. And if shit isn't getting done within the board, then I don't blame him. And I think everybody else is on the same boat. So the next question I have for you guys is, would you guys sell him? What would you do right now? If you hear all these rumors that he wants to leave, he hasn't come to you yet. He hasn't spoken to anybody.
Yeah.
What do? Do you put him up on the board? They've clearly said that Messi is our number one priority along with De Jong and others. So what would you guys do in this situation?
The only thing I would say is that I'm piggybacking off what Alex said is, if he were to ever leave, now would be the smart time for Barca, especially since you guys are doing a rebuild. On top of the 200 million that you're trying to get from these players, you add Messi's transfer that's going to leave. That's going to add a bunch more. But
realistically, how much do you think they're going to get?
Messi?
Yeah. Realistically.
I want to put up a big number, but I also want to say his age is 34, right? 33. So I want to say it's close to 200 million.
There's no chance.
If you're gonna get 1 or 2 more years out of him.
No. Ronaldo didn't go for that much when he left Madrid.
I didn't necessarily say that, by the way. That's probably your own, what's going on in there, because I didn't say that. But what I was gonna say for what you just asked was, after a 24 goal season and a 22 assist season, I don't think they should sell him. I think they should keep him 1 more year, like you said. Even though, like I told you, like the leaving for free, that's where it's going to kind of bite you in the ass, because the first team I think about is Juventus, Real getting 100 for a 34, 35-year-old Ronaldo. Like, imagine Barca being able to get that much for a Messi, which that's more realistic. Getting him for 100 than 200. That's what I'm saying. Especially during coronavirus, no chance that's happening. Maybe before, but not now.
Okay, but if you keep Messi and you build a team around him, which
that's
is
the
my
problem.
argument.
But that is the problem right there. You are building the team around Messi, and they shouldn't do that.
I'm not saying to build around him. I'm just saying to keep him.
I know.
Because he still has it. And this year proved it. He still has it. I'm not saying anything else. I'm just saying he still has it.
Me. You keep Messi, but you don't put him on the right wing. That's been his downfall for the past 2-3 years, is him playing on the wing when he doesn't run back and forth. He runs when he has the ball and he distributes it. You just said it before, 22 assists. Where do you put a guy with that many assists?
Up the middle.
Where do you put him?
Yeah. False 9.
Attacking mid.
10.
Attacking mid.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying build around them for at least the next 2 years with younger blood. You put him as a center forward, false 9, sacrificing a striker, but you depend on your wingers who have pace, who have finesse, and who have finishing. Guys like Sancho, guys like Sané, guys like fucking Sterling.
Now the problem with
Dembele.
Now hold on a second, because
you know what? I won't argue against Dembele. Yeah, sorry, go for it.
So the problem with doing that is, because they spend so much on Griezmann, I don't think they're going to sell him right away. Because I don't think he's on sale either.
He is on sale.
Is that official?
They said everybody is for sale
Except for those players.
except for the exceptions I named.
Okay.
Which is
So
sad.
Griezmann is for sale.
Which is sad.
Dembele is for sale.
But what about Coutinho?
Busquets is for sale. Coutinho is
when
for
he comes
sale.
back.
Coutinho wants to leave. He's already made it known he's coming back to the Prem. That's like a thing. His agent came out and said it.
Oh, and another thing.
And he was offered to Arsenal, by the way. That's official. We're waiting for Arsenal to decide if they want to get him
On loan.
or whatever.
If Bayern Munich do end up winning the Champions League, Barcelona are going to end up having to pay like a bonus add-on fee to Liverpool.
To Liverpool, yeah.
That just goes to show how bad at negotiations they are.
And it's
Because it was a personal thing for Coutinho.
It was actually a mistake in the contract where they didn't specify who he needed to win the Champions League with.
Oh my!
Because
God.
had they wrote he needed to win with Barcelona, then obviously that wouldn't have they wouldn't have been fucked.
But who's on that? Like, whose fault is that? It's clearly not the manager. It's clearly not the. You could maybe put a bit of the blame on Abidal, but in the end,
It's the board.
it's the fucking board.
It's a board. Yeah.
They need to review their documents.
That's sad.
Word for word.
And that's why, like,
Well, maybe because they never thought that he was gonna go on loan to Bayern. When they bought him, they thought he was gonna be the next big
Buddy,
thing.
when you're buying someone for 125 mil or whatever it was, that was 120 ballpark. Like you're expecting to be
get
the
Harvey
next star.
Specter in there to read all the fucking papers, man.
Or that too.
Give me a break.
But what I'm trying to say is that when you're buying someone for 120 million,
Day in, day out,
guaranteed, he's your
number
star,
one star. Yeah,
100%.
this.
And if he was the Coutinho from the PL, he would have been the next star after Messi for Barcelona,
Or the replacement of Neymar.
or whatever,
Or whatever the fuck.
whatever it was. But that's the whole. That was their whole purpose of getting Coutinho. Was he was supposed to be the next star after Messi left.
And what'd they do? They got fucking.
They got Griezmann because he didn't work out.
We all know the story. All right. So, what I want to know, last question about this topic, is that from one of you, is it a good idea what they're doing, this fire sale, or are they maybe over exaggerating a
I
bit?
think it's fantastic.
Okay, why?
Just to compare the Juve,
I was about to say.
it's all it is. It's rebuilding, right? You have no choice to start from the bottom. As much as I would hate to say it, on my end too, I would sell Ronaldo. For obvious reasons, he's 35. He's not the same as before. He did score 31 goals.
See, that's the
in all
same.
clubs. No, it's 31 in Serie A, and I don't know how many in all clubs. But you have liabilities in the rest of the positions on your field.
Yeah.
You know, Messi is the best of all time. For those who disagree,
Yeah, big time.
For those who are listening only, he just pointed the finger at the camera.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
So, obviously, it would be fucking heartbreaking to see him go after being with the club since you said for 13, since he was 13 for 10 years.
By the way, we gotta get a fucking screenshot of that.
Hey, don't worry.
Thumbnail that shit.
We're gonna make a GIF out of it.
Yeah.
But if you can afford it and do the other route instead of keeping him and selling everyone else, because it takes a lot, bro. And they have a little bit of a time frame to.
You have 1 month, bro,
so
before
system as well.
La Liga
Is
restarts.
that realistic for them to sell all fucking?
Or
majority of the
maybe, maybe, if it is true, or maybe if it's not true, it's more of a scare tactic to like wake the fucking players up. I don't know. There's so much fucking
It's
stuff.
definitely not a tactic,
This
bro.
this goes back to what
This
you
is
just
real.
said. The answer to his question goes back to what you said before: is that everybody's old,
Yeah,
so they need to get rid of them.
Juve.
Yeah, same thing with you.
The average age for Juve, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't
And
29 as well.
The answer to your question is yes. The fire sale needs to happen because they've all reached their what do you want to say, peak age, I guess. Does that make sense?
Peak prime.
They need to go. That's it.
Yeah,
The fruit is just too ripe now.
Yeah.
You don't eat a black banana.
yeah.
I do.
Okay. You know what you do? You freeze it and you make banana bread. Time to move on.
That's why you sell players like Busquets and Suarez.
What the fuck am I saying?
100% Busquets and Suarez need to
Suarez
go.
is tough because he's best friends with Messi and shit.
Yeah.
Nah,
Doesn't
well,
matter.
at the end of the day, it's a
Doesn't
business too, right?
And they'll understand exactly. So they'll sell those two.
Hey,
'cause they are
Suarezito.
definitely the eldest on the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah. Besides PK. Yeah.
Besides CK, who's also, I'm assuming,
34.
34.
Again, though, I think Antonio can agree here that it would have been a lot better as well if everybody else came out the way PK did.
But
and
PK is very vocal when it comes to these things. He's very.
He's among those that are a different breed.
he's also, correct me if I'm wrong, a secondary captain to Messi. They have like alternate
Yeah,
captain,
he's,
just like City
He's
has.
an alternate captain.
Alternate
He's
captain.
one of those few that play for the game and not for the money. You know, he was born and raised in Barcelona.
Yep.
La Masia product.
So
Right? Yeah.
like he plays for the game. You know what I mean? Like not a lot of players would fucking come out and say that nowadays. It's only those Hall of Famers like we were discussing a few episodes ago, Pirlo, Xavi, etc. You know what I mean?
Niesta.
And I'm pretty sure, from what I saw from the Barca documentary, I'm pretty sure that his grandfather is one of these Barca members.
Ooh, I think you're right.
His,
I'm almost
his grandfather on
Yeah.
his father's side or something.
yeah.
Senor Piqué.
Stop.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And he speaks English too.
Yeah, he was speaking with Sir Alex.
Sir Alex.
Do you remember me,
Yeah.
So, if nobody else has an input, I'm just going to finish off by saying that fire selling the whole team besides 6 players is a bit of an over-exaggeration in my eyes. Like, obviously, I agree. Get rid of Suarez, get rid of Busquets, get rid of Rakitic, get rid of some of the older guys weeded out. And Griezmann too. I would definitely, like, he doesn't belong in that jersey.
No.
At all. But getting rid of guys that you spent a lot of money on, such as Dembele, who's still very young and who still has yet to prove himself 100% through injury.
Maybe he can survive the purge.
I would say give him another shot. Let's see if he could play a full season. Play him right wing with Messi in the middle and maybe a guy like Ansu Fati on the left. Give Ansu Fati a full-time shot. Play Ricky Puig full-time alongside De Jong as a center defensive mid, and maybe you get another...
Pjanic too coming.
Yeah, Pjanic, okay. Then you got to slot him in there, another
But he's
old folk.
Oh, this is 31.
He's 30.
You'd give Fati a full season
Yeah,
start?
100%, bro. Look
Yeah.
what United did. Greenwood, James, Martial.
Yeah,
not Martial,
okay. Well, they were 18, 19, 20 years old. This kid's like 16. Man.
doesn't matter,
He's
bro.
17.
He's turning 18 on Halloween.
Yeah.
Trick or treat, smell my feet.
Sorry, every time I see him, he looks like he's 11, man. I don't know.
Yeah, for real, this guy still plays with.
It's a lot of pressure, man.
Hey, you gotta step up.
You gotta
in
live
a
by the
time like
bad,
this.
bro.
Okay.
But I mean, getting rid of a guy like Piqué, I wouldn't be starting Piqué anymore all the time. I would still keep him though on the side to help younger center backs. You understand how fucking hard being a defender is. Top league.
Physically, yeah.
Yeah.
Physically, you got to use your IQ. You're the last man, so if you fuck up, there's so much pressure on you. So I think having Piqué on the sidelines would still be
Beneficial.
and a smart move.
100%. Just
So
like Chiellini.
Yeah, exactly. And Buffon, you owe me a Coke. So I do think they are over exaggerating just a little bit, but I'm curious to see what's gonna happen if they're gonna get their 200 million euro budget, which they want. And by the way, there's just one thing I forgot to mention. They're willing to let guys with big salaries go for free,
Just to clear up the
salary cap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
huge.
I'm
Which
happy.
is
I'm happy Juve were proactive with Matuidi too. That's one down.
There you go.
Hopefully they continue with.
Kadira.
No, we spoke about it last time.
So I think we're ready to move on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow, guys, that was heavy.
Listen, I hope everyone got the information they were looking for.
Yeah.
I have to give, before I forget, a big shout out to the sport page and Talk FCB on YouTube. They were my main sources, and without them, I wouldn't be able to provide everybody with this info. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope we were informative, and hopefully we could keep you updated on all this shit, on this whole Barca
Only this Barca
New
saga.
Age saga.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Listen, I'm happy it's happening. I'm just stressed. Very fucking stressed with the whole timeline and everything.
Only time will tell. All right. Unfortunately for Atalanta, it was a bit of like an underdog story going on for them. They were winning 1-0 versus PSG.
The whole game.
Undeserved.
The whole game.
Undeserved loss.
And you know what? PSG just came out, boom, boom, 2 goals in extra time, showing that.
And Bobby came out. Boom, boom.
Well, I think,
As
but
soon
you
as
know
he
what
came
though?
on the field-
But Neymar, he did have that miss during the game also. But I think
Misses.
yes,
He had 4.
But he did have a very good game.
Yeah.
No,
He
outstanding.
assisted the first one, and he set up the second
Outstanding
one.
game.
Chupa Moting, out of all players on that PSG squad, getting the game winner, and the players around him, Neymar, Mbappe, and etc.
Yeah.
Super happy that he got a goal.
Yeah.
And they say he can do it on a cold night in Stokes. Well, I guess he can do it
Yeah.
in a regular
Yeah.
day in Portugal.
But they got lucky, man, because
Oh, my God.
honestly,
Call it
they
luck,
were,
call it what you want, but listen, PSG
No, that's-
PSG have more experience than Atalanta when it comes to Champions League.
It didn't look like that though.
It
The
didn't
first
look like
60
that.
minutes.
But sometimes fate has its way of working.
No, Mbappe has his way of, getting on the pitch and creating
Yeah.
chances, because that PSG squad looked ass. I'm telling you. I watched the game and they looked horrible. And Atalanta deserved that game. They played their asses off. Mbappe is a special talent. He came in and took over the entire field.
You can't do it 1-0 anymore.
I'm gonna put a little twist on this story.
Twist of faith.
Twist of faith, baby. Everybody, from what I've heard so far, including you, are going with Mbappe changed the whole game. Mbappe's the savior. I'm gonna say that ever since Papu Gomez came off the pitch with a knock, changed the whole dynamic of Atalanta. They weren't able to keep the ball anymore. They weren't able to keep possession, and without Papu, the whole team fell apart, man, right in front of their eyes.
Already with Ilicic, it was already a fucking blow on its own.
Yeah.
That would have fucking enormously helped too if they had Joseph on the field with them. But yeah, I agree. Papu was also a super important player on that team.
Yeah.
Neymar finally started to wake up towards the end of that game. Also played a huge role. But I guess him seeing an equivalent coming on the field to help him out, they started to fucking link together, and his rest, whatever rest he was having at the beginning of that game, started to fucking go away real quick because they won the game in 1 minute.
And they brought on a striker that actually did runs, not like Icardi. Icardi made no runs. Neymar got it to the box, passed it, and Icardi just jogging in. You bring in Motang. What's his name?
Choupo-Moting.
Yeah, my bad. Screw up his name. Someone who wants to prove something, prove that I should play. Made all the runs, and look, within 30 minutes, they took control of the game, and he gets the game winner.
Tommy and I were watching the game,
Bro.
and we were ripping on Icardi the whole
What
fucking time.
I only
joke.
saw like
The whole time.
the end part of the game, but to me, I saw, like you said, like maybe the last 30 minutes, PSG like dominating
all
with
of them,
possession,
yeah.
and Atalanta, they couldn't hold on. They couldn't hold on.
Not only
I'm
that-
telling you, the 1-0 game, you can't do that shit anymore.
Look at their subs. They took off majority of their big guns quick, and you cannot do that
And that's
against
why I'm
PSG
saying
in Champions League.
experience in the Champions
And there goes
League
experience.
matters. But it was great to see a team like Atalanta compete in this
Big
tournament.
time.
No, but at that point it wasn't experience. It was just bad coaching decisions.
Very bad.
And just them being far more superior on the front
Yeah.
end compared to them. All it was fucking 2 mistakes.
Well, it
They
was
had
That's
the
all
lead.
it takes, bro.
they had the depth too, I guess you can say
Yeah.
that, because the depth came on the pitch and then they took over the
Atalanta
game.
have no depth.
Yeah.
Very, very little compared to obviously PS with that fucking money sign in the middle. G.
Yeah,
You mean $G?
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't forget that Muriel had a chance at the end of the game that he totally scoffed
Come
to
on.
tie it 2-2. And he's a guy who's been coming off the bench as a super sub the whole season with, 17 goals
As a super
and a
sub.
couple of assists. So seeing that just really broke my heart, man.
Yeah, man.
And not only yours, but it deflated them too.
Yeah.
Towards the end, they
Wow,
just.
it was right at the end of the game. Like, I think there was maybe 2-3 minutes left, but
But it was 1-1 at that point, I think, though.
Yeah.
it was
90
no,
minutes.
no,
It was
2-1.
2-1. It was the last minute Muriel had a chance, and he was a
Okay,
breakaway.
okay.
And he just screwed it up. Me and Antonio got up right at my TV screaming, he's gonna do it. Then he does a stupid cutback, which you never see him do in Serie A. Maybe it's just the pressure took over him. I don't know what it was, but if you see Serie A, every time he's in that position, 95% of the time he buries it. So I guess it's just experience and pressure, like George was trying to say before.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Moving right along to Leipzig and Atletico. So Leipzig proving that without their top gun Timo Werner, that they're perfectly fine in trumping.
They looked amazing. Yeah, when was it, on Wednesday or whatever? Thursday. They looked amazing. They kept the ball practically the whole game.
Yeah.
But I do have to blame Atletico a bit on that one too. Like, you gotta have a bit of the ball if you want to win the game, right, boys?
Yeah, but
Seriously,
God, man.
it's the way Simeone plays. He plays a 4-4-2 flat, very defensive, not too many opportunities, and makes most of what little opportunities he gets.
And the only time they had opportunities around Leipzig's box was as soon as they brought on Joao Felix. As soon as he came on, he just had that Mbappe type feel. As soon as he came on, chances came out of nowhere. No one else had that attacking mentality like he did that night. Like, it just felt like he was a one-man army doing everything. He won the penalty shot, scored it. As a teenager, what more can you ask from him? You just can't have that defensive style, 10% possession, just sit back. What are you doing? You can't do it.
If you want to win a game.
That's why we've been arguing, and I've been saying it. And this is an argument that's super close to my heart because this is the mentality of the past.
How close?
Right here. More towards the nip. It doesn't fucking win you games anymore.
Nope.
And we saw it this season. I don't know how the fuck they finished third, more towards Sevilla and Sociedad choking towards the end of the
Slipping
season.
up.
Does not win you games anymore. Everyone is pressing, everyone's attacking, free flowing on the up front in the third half of the field. Does not win you games anymore. And I don't know how the fuck he's still manager.
So
it's 9 years. You have the same manager since 2011.
So that's something I kind of wanted to bring up.
Ridiculous, man.
Simeone did admit that Leipzig were the better team, and he does feel that they deserve to move on. But now the question remains: is what is Simeone's future with Atletico?
How much of a fan favorite is he towards the fans and everything?
I think he's a massive fan favorite, especially the fact that he brought them to third this year, like you mentioned before. But you could also say that if it wasn't because of Sociedad and Valencia and Sevilla slipping up towards the end, he probably wouldn't have gotten there if they continued on their fine form. But honestly, I think it's time for them to move on from Simeone. Like, no matter how big of a fan favorite he is, this and that, he's wasting talent out there. Saul is a massive attacking talent. Koke too, the vision he has. Joao Felix.
You're wasting him with this structure. I find if he went to the other Madrid team, you'd see him skyrocketing now with stat sheets. You'd see him skyrocket. I find he went to the wrong Madrid team. I feel for him, man, because he came on and you see him. He's making these runs, looking up, and they're all back at their half, and he's the only one up top against all of Leipzig's back four. Like, what do you expect the kid to do?
No, he looked good when he came on.
What do you expect the kid to do? He's on the wrong team.
That was the first thing I started to think about. I'm like, what if this kid actually started the game? You know, like, it could have changed the game. You don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Sad, man.
Watch them get Valverde, their defensive coach.
That's actually a possibility.
It's a huge possibility, but we don't know. Maybe Simeone might stay also. So
it's time, bro. Like, he's had a success. He's won Europa. His first.
He's made it to the final, the Champions League
twice.
Lost them both.
Lost them both.
Allegri did that also, and he got fired, or he resigned, whatever you want to call it.
Interesting.
But he won Copa del Rey, I'm assuming, a few times or once. I don't know how many times.
Barca have pretty much dominated
La Liga?
that trophy.
La
Liga he won once.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he got a Copa del Rey.
So maybe
I'll check it out.
it is time for Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid to part. 9 years at a club, it's a pretty long run. Thank you.
It's a great
I think
career.
it's time to move on.
It's a great run. 100%.
Summed it up perfectly.
But I find it's enough with this fan favorite thing. As fans, I know you love Simeone, but he's bringing you guys nothing. He's bringing you guys boring soccer, like 1-1 games, 0-0 games.
20 times.
Like, how as a fan, how do you like him as a fan favorite now? I find the fan favorite thing is out the window. It's done. Close the chapter on him. He had his success. He's a great manager. A lot of enthusiasm on the pitch, but on the touchline, just stop. It's enough, man.
Sorry, 16 ties.
Now you just made them feel a lot better. You took away 4.
Okay, so correction, he actually does have one Copa del Rey.
There you
2013.
go. So yeah. So he has had success in the 9 years. So we'll leave it at that.
It's not like he went trophyless for 9 years, bro. He's had success, but now in the past 3-4 years, the game has changed where that close 4-4-2 formation, defensive counter-attack.
There's not even counter-attacking.
No, but that's it. I would say counter-attack works, but bro, he had no one to counter-attack. Upamecano had Diego Costa in his back pocket, man.
Yeah.
What a game!
What an incredible game! Yeah.
21 years old.
And like I told you guys behind closed doors that I feel bad that his name isn't put out more with like Koulibaly and all that. I know.
Well,
I know he's still young. I know he's 21, but this is where you want him. This is where you get him at 21.
Well, they just released news that I think I told you guys also is that his release clause starting as of 2021 is 42 million, which means when 2021 hits, any club that pays the 42 can talk to him directly, and which means any big club that goes after him, they're going to get him.
Which is nuts.
And it's funny you bring that up because I was having this convo in our other group chat with our friend Chris Lazarus, where he was saying that the actual prime years for a player are between 21 to 27 physically. Their IQ may be better,
Obviously,
Right,
27 to 30
right.
something. Yeah.
but like physically, their prime years is when they're fucking
This is where you
21.
want him right now. Right
Like
now.
Alfonso Davies running up and down the
Ripping it.
pitch, no
Yeah.
problem. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So-
shout out to him, man, with the nice, beautiful assist to Joshua Kimmich.
Shout out to him for the full game.
Full game,
Period.
yeah, that's
Full season.
I said it from game one. This kid is the star. It's him now.
absolutely
He's nuts.
world class.
From Vancouver Whitecaps to Bayern Munich starter, winning player of the month. It's ridiculous, man.
Even
Love this
Messi-
kid.
Messi helped him up too at one point when he
Yep.
fell or whatever. He got tackled. It was nice to see.
Love it, man.
Even and also when Fati came on during that game, they were all like giving him taps in the butt, like they're having fun with him. You know what I mean? Despite
He's a young kid in Champions
they're
League.
still smiling either way. He's all
Despite
worried.
Them being creamed
Yeah.
at that moment.
Like, who was that? It was Muller. Sorry, it was Muller who was like
Mm-hmm.
gave him a pat in the ass.
Don't
like,
mention that name in front of Antonio, please. Not now.
Does anyone want him in my fantasy? I'll trade him. I'll give him to anybody.
I'll think about it.
Bro, keep him.
All right, next game that we have is Lyon and Man City,
I'll
and
let Alex take over from here.
I guess that is more of an upset game, if you want
That
to call
is
it.
that is the
That is
definition
the upset.
of an upset. Okay, because I've thought about it a lot, and like
Did you
I
lose
saw.
sleep?
No, I didn't lose sleep. Because I thought about it in a sense where on Twitter there was all kinds of like everybody was attacking Guardiola. Okay,
Of course.
well, hold on a sec. You can blame him for because the first thing they show on Twitter is the 4 in a row Champions League fallouts. Basically, there's the quarterfinals. He's lost always in the quarterfinals. That's
exactly.
what he's known for with City,
Yeah.
right? Because they can't go further than that. So the first 3 debatable. You could argue that, right? Because he had the squad, he had the depth at that point, whatever. This year, they didn't replace Company, so that was one of the biggest problems. And he wasn't, like, obviously the selection for the squad wasn't the right one, but at the same time, a lot of individual mistakes in the game are what changed the game. And which is why Lyon was able to kind of take over and win.
Capitalize, yeah.
Capitalize.
Can you express your feeling towards the number 1 or number 31 in your
Number
case?
31 in my case, which
Carey
is which is Ederson, who's upset me, and Anthony knows this because we've talked about this over the season for Man City. He's upset me constantly over the season with just throwing away games when it comes to just these silly mistakes. And the first game that comes to mind is against Tommy's Tottenham, where we were leading, I think, 1-0 at the time.
1-0.
And he did the exact same move he did versus Lyon, where he was out of position. He came out of the box. He realized that he wasn't going to get the ball. And then he stops. And then all it takes is a nice curve ball to go right into the corner net.
Yeah.
Lamela did it to us, tie the game. And Cornet, I think his name is, Maxwell Cornet, just did it to us in the same game. That obviously deflated us. We were chasing the game at that point. De Bruyne, the god that he is, ties it. But at the same time, Lyon was playing a fantastic match. And we realized that quickly because I was watching the game with Antonio. And even at the beginning, we were saying, like, these guys are keeping possession. These crisp passes they were making too. And I knew that it was going to be an issue. I didn't know that we were going to lose the fucking game, but I knew that they were going to give us a lot of trouble the whole 90 minutes. So just to kind of conclude what I'm trying to say is that I don't blame Guardiola for this loss specifically. Mm-hmm. He put the guys he thought that they were going to make it work. Obviously, Fernandinho at the back is a liability. Eric Garcia is not ready to take over yet. Laporte, who is supposed to be our main guy and our
Leader.
our backbone. That's what I'm looking for. Our backbone in the back. He was horrible the entire game.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question because I know. Okay, there were personal mistakes individually from the players and stuff, but what formation did they play when they played Real Madrid?
I think it
A
was
4-3-3. Okay, thank you.
no, you're right. You're right though. It was a 4-3-3.
Do you see where I'm getting at?
He changed it for this game.
For what fucking reason, man?
Same idea with Barcelona.
For what fucking reason?
No reason.
There's no reason. He just
It's-
thought that
and
he
I
was.
know. And I'll
you know
tell
what
you what
it
the
is?
reason is.
It's fright. That's what it is.
Fright?
Yes, they were scared. Both
Frightened.
teams. Yes, it's
Scared.
They were
Fear.
scared. Fear.
Okay.
I'm
I agree.
I'm on the opposite of that. by
I
the way.
agree because-
I think City underestimated Lyon.
No. Yes. a
That's
little
why
bit.
I'm on the
But here's
opposite
the
of
thing,
what he's
though.
saying.
Let me fucking tell you something, guys. When City lost to Chelsea, okay, Chelsea played a 3-4-3, okay? They played with 3 in the back, and what did fucking Guardiola do? He did the same fucking thing, and it bit him in the ass. What does he do with fucking with Lyon? Did the same thing. He decides to play 3 in the back for what fucking reason? You barely have any center backs, functional center backs. You have fucking Fernandinho. Bro, play the 4-3-3. Fucking chase them down like how you did to fucking Real Madrid. We're talking about Real Madrid now. Okay, yes, they're not the same team. We're talking about Real Madrid, bro.
I know, man. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
So sometimes Pep, he has like these fucking philosophies. Hey, the ball and just play the 4-3-3. Play your best formation and go for it. You have one game. You cannot afford mistakes to happen like this.
Yeah, but it's the individual mistakes that change the game.
100%. And I agree with you. The
But
formation.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Give me 2 more seconds about this. Okay, if City come out 4-3-3 and they're dominating possession, 60-70% ball possession, and they keep hammering the net, eventually the ball goes in, they score first. At that point, Lyon are chasing the game, which changes the way you play, which puts pressure on Lyon, which makes them make more mistakes, and the next thing you know, they're playing like they're playing Brighton 5-0 or Norwich 6-0 or whatever the fuck. That's all I gotta say. I need water.
100% though. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But I do feel that the individual mistakes and the thing we didn't talk about yet, which was Lyon's second goal, which was their go-ahead goal, is a controversial call, man.
They
Or a
got fucked
non-call.
over.
Yeah,
How do you not call
an offside on that.
an offside
I agree, 100%.
on the striker?
Yep.
He steps over the ball in an offside position, and they deem it as him not being in the play.
Did you?
I'm sorry,
You
but-
obviously saw
I
that.
saw it.
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
Yeah,
but
they got screwed over. But
But again, I'm not the type to dwell over one little mistake like that because we had the tie, and then Sterling, which is another thing, misses the open net. Like, look, great players have missed open nets too, and I get it, but
That's a sitter.
that's another individual mistake, bro.
Like that's what it is. How are you blaming? That's what I'm trying to get at. How are you blaming Pep solely when there's mistakes like that? He can't control that.
100%. But it starts with him. If the tactics are right, everything will go your way after.
But that's what I'm trying to say. If the individual mistakes did not happen, how can you say
They
that-
wouldn't have happened if they played a 4-3-3.
When Real lost to Man City, is it Zidane's fault that Varane shit the bed 2 goals? It's not Varane's fault. It comes on to the players not
point.
performing.
I'm
Good
telling
point,
you,
good
this
point.
this
Good point,
game,
good point.
this game,
It's-
I don't want to point the finger at Guardiola. I
Yeah,
really
but
don't.
after how many times are you gonna like quarterfinals? You can't make it through. What the fuck's going on, bro? You have the squad. What's going on?
I don't know, man. I think, like I said,
City
a
should
thousand
be
times before.
contending Champions League every year, bro. I don't care if you don't have a company
And then,
or whatever.
fucking, there's this too. Gabriel Jesus misses a fucking
This is,
open net shot
open
that
net, yeah.
Aguero in that position would have smacked it. And that's my point about Gabriel Jesus. I've been saying it for months.
Yeah.
He is not ready to replace Aguero.
Come to Juve.
Come to
But look
Besiktas.
at-
He might
Besiktas.
he might be in a couple of years. But Aguero is not getting any
If he's-
younger.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If he's not doing it now, he ain't gonna do it in 5
That's
years.
exactly what he told me.
The prime years are live. Bro.
That's exactly what Antonio said at the game when I
Kablam.
was complaining about him. He
Kablam.
said the exact same line. And
Gabriel Jesus is not your answer to Aguero's successor,
He's already 23.
as
so.
Aguero's successor.
23. That's your point.
You
He's
should be
young,
putting. You
bro.
should be putting up
I know
numbers
he's
now.
young.
I know.
Look, I'm trying to give him like the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, it's like we can't keep doing this in Champions League or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we're just dropping games because
Listen,
if Aguero's not there, that's our fucking excuse. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that. We have the depth. We have Jesus. How are we not scoring?
And you don't want to waste
Bruyne.
and you don't want to waste KDB's time. Sorry, go.
Or De Bruyne.
You don't want to waste KDB's
Because
prime.
you're chasing the game, bro. You're chasing the game. City is not a team to come back. City is the team to
be leading,
score, dominate, and cruise.
Now
The
we
same way like fucking Bayern did to Barca. That's how they got.
We're
to play,
changing
bro.
the game because our goalie doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Nor solely rely on one player.
That too.
KDB.
Yeah.
Bayern play as a fucking
unit.
as a unit, as a community. Every single one of them fucking.
It's tough.
And then
bro.
again, man,
I get it,
again,
though.
oh, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I get it. I get it.
5 subs in the Champions League. This guy, he fucking, and he's known to make his subs. So for this game, I don't know why he makes. I think he made 1 sub.
So it is his fault. You're saying now.
No, but
Oh God, Georgie.
you know what I'm getting at.
I know. I get it, bro. I get it.
Like it goes back to
You're
what
just talking about the overall game experience as a City
man.
fan.
Yeah.
Just, it was
No, I
just
get it.
it was just frustrating because I know that we could have done a lot better, and that was a huge upset.
Or maybe we're not looking at the other team and saying how well of a job Rudy Garcia is doing with his team and
Hey,
how they're playing as a unit. And how they're,
Tactically, he came out and said he won that battle. He obviously did tactically.
you know what he said
But-
too?
What do you say?
He said, "Oh, Pep and Man City lost the quarterfinals. Now he's gonna go and spend another 400 million on his back line."
Hey man,
Jesus.
you know what? He won. He's gonna talk all the shit he can until he gets
True.
fucking thrashed by Bayern. I can't fucking wait to watch that.
Watch out,
They
Leon.
better score fucking 10
Watch
goals.
know,
out,
bro. You never
Leon.
know.
No, excuse me. I fucking know. If they massacred Barca, Leon,
Nah.
count your prayers, buddies.
All I have to say is that if Bayern win the Champions League,
Which
which
is-
they probably will,
Yeah, it's most likely.
Will.
massive favorites.
Will.
At least we'll say we got thrashed by the champions this year.
There you go, us too.
Yeah, exactly.
us
I can't
Us-
even.
Bro, we lost 7-2 to them one game.
I don't think they lost
They-
in 2020 yet.
It's true. Ever
that's
since
another
December.
lost.
Ever since December. Maybe.
Ever since the flick
They could
takeover,
have,
my
they
friend.
could have probably
Flick
drew.
takeover.
No, it was only a draw. It was their worst.
They've only
They never lost
They
though.
never
huh?
lost.
They never lost a
Telling you,
game.
it's just been uphill since Flick.
They smell the treble, man.
Flick your bit.
Lowe's successor.
No, man, it's.
No, but I agree with more with Alex's side that I find it's more the individual performances that were just not there. Like key chances that were missed
Yeah.
from your top players. Jesus.
Because you make those, and it's like
Sterling.
someone on Twitter said, if we win the game, you're praising Guardiola. That's the first thing you're doing.
And I'm gonna say the same thing for Juve. Sarri, as much as he played, as much as he didn't do the same tactics. You have Ronaldo, you have all these guys. Why can't you win? Why aren't you putting the ball behind the net? It's Sarri's not playing. The players have to play. It can't always be on the coach. Even with hockey, a team does bad, fire the coach. Why?
Bah.
Your stars are not doing anything.
But
No,
look at look,
tactically, sometimes it is there is a
100%.
battle.
Yeah.
100%.
No,
but
it
yeah.
starts with the tactics.
Sadio was 100% fucking
If-
at fault.
Like I said, their preferred 4-3-3, KDB in the middle. You
That
know,
was a bad mistake, yeah.
what are you doing playing
They-
three in the back?
they-
Eric Garcia. I've never heard of him. Okay, you guys know him. Okay.
he's not, again, he wasn't ready.
Okay, and then Fernandinho, who isn't supposed to be playing center back, and
How-
then Laporte. And you're telling me Laporte
how
had a terrible
slow?
game.
How slow was Fernandinho, man? We were freaking out. I think we were laughing because of how fucking slow he was.
Bro, there was one ball. Your brother said it. There was one ball where he was literally two feet in front of the other player, and the other player got to the ball
It
first
was
Oh,
in the
bad,
corner.
man. It was a very tough game to watch.
Not
And
good.
also, I'm pretty sure Lyon have a pretty young squad too. Oh, and by the way, what's his name? Maxi Lopez. He had a pretty good game also.
Anthony Lopez, the goalie. Anthony Lopez.
goalie.
Anthony.
Anthony Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Lopez.
Yeah.
He had a
Yeah.
pretty good game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
And both games where Musa came off the bench.
Yep. That was actually
Huge impact.
it was yeah.
And he was linked to Chelsea too, but it's okay. We got Timo.
He's linked to a lot of teams.
I'm sorry, but that second goal for Lyon really bothers me.
Yep.
How they didn't call that. Really fucking... It grinds my
No,
gears.
but yes, I agree with your point. Like I was saying before, that coaches are super involved with the team's success, and that was a horrible decision on his part. Like, why are you changing formation on the day
Yep.
of a fucking quarterfinal.
Bro,
I
the
don't
treble,
understand that stuff. I
the
really
treble,
don't understand
the
that
treble
mentality.
season in 2015 that Barcelona won. It was 4-3-3. Same fucking guys throwing it down. Why are you gonna change it? If it works, it works.
But I forgot my train of thought.
Sorry.
I'll jump in if you remember. Like, I want to say something.
Go for it, yeah.
Just to kind of back my point that I keep making, I want to use Kyle Walker as an example. Okay?
Texas Ranger.
Kyle Walker had a fantastic game versus Real.
Yeah.
Versus his individual performance versus Leon was horrible. So just to kind of give you an idea, like,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
versus Real we look great, but that was also because certain players had their game. They were on their game.
100%.
Cancelo as well.
Okay.
He had a weak game against Leon. Like, everybody just for our team didn't play well. That's why I don't like to point the finger at Gordilov for this one. The other ones, different story.
I
this
think
one,
he gets the finger pointed at him is because there's so much like
Yep.
hype around him.
Yep.
Because
The second I saw Gundogan, Rodri, and Fernandinho on the same starting 11, I was like, this is gonna be rough, man. Like I said, I still thought we were gonna win, but that looked very rough to me because it was a very slow lineup. And usually we're quick. We're quick on the, you know what I mean? Mars on the bench, Bernardo on the bench, Foden on the bench. Like, what do you like? Come on.
yeah.
How he didn't bring on Bernardo that game was
He did. Though.
beyond me. No, I'm checking now. He brought on David Silva and Riyad Mahrez. That's it. Out of 5 subs.
5 subs.
Not even Foden. Throw Foden in there.
100%.
You know who they really needed?
Telling you, man.
Tommy Doyle.
Yeah, but that's why, to add to my point.
You're a fucking Doyle.
Yeah, thank
Jesus
you. I was
Christ.
about to say
Oh,
something.
Doyle rules.
So thank you for bringing that up. So I think it's a mix of both. Bad decisions by Pep and the fucking individual performances.
Yep.
Because if either of those two idiots would have scored, it deflates the other team.
Absolutely.
The momentum goes to the shitter.
And we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Absolutely.
It changes everything. A goal changes everything in the game, bro.
And Laporte, by the way, slipped on that second goal where there was the offside.
Apparently, he got like foul. There was supposed to be a foul on Laporte too.
Supposed to be.
In most cases. Though.
It's the I'm talking about the arguing side of it.
Yeah. But again, there's a lot of things you could debate about that. Go for that.
In most cases where a goal does change everything in the game, unless you're Barca playing Bayern and Suarez makes it 4-2.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean fuck all.
Exactly. It didn't mean fuck all at that point.
Because
But when
a fucking close game.
again,
And then,
De Bruyne scored. It was 1-1. The momentum was back on our side,
Yeah.
but we couldn't make it work.
So what does this mean for Pep? Do you think there's a possibility that he leaves?
No chance.
No
They're giving
chance?
him,
First of all-
they're giving him another year.
His agent already came out and said that he's staying.
And he's getting another 400 million, right?
Okay.
To spend.
I don't know if he's getting another 400 million.
It's at least 200.
Why are you crying?
Let him. Anyways,
Give him time.
what I was trying to say was, like, I'm upset because we've spent a lot on our defenders, and it seems like we're gonna have to go back to that.
Well, you
You know
guys
what I
have
mean? And
Nathan
I don't-
Ake. So
Yeah, we got Nathan Ake at a good price too.
a good price. So
Koulibaly's on the market, it seems, and if we can get him, that'd be great because we need depth. We need to replace our company in a sense.
who, by the way, retired today.
Exactly.
Shout out to Vincent Company.
And they're
I
actually,
think
they actually
that's the only thing City needs to work on.
a left back primarily, in my opinion. We need a left back. We don't have one.
Who's on the left?
Gee, 400 mil.
No, I think he's.
No,
I think he's being an asshole right now.
Rudy Garcia.
I'd like to shine the light a bit on Lyon too for actually getting it done, going to the semifinals, beating all odds, and Rudy Garcia definitely deserves
a lot of praise.
Credit.
Yep.
a lot of praise.
He could have kept the comment in his pocket, but I'll remember that one. It's fine.
Yeah, but they're buddies. Don't forget about that.
Who's buddy? Oh, they're buddy.
Rome for I think it was 3 years. He was coaching with them, so he's done it before, and now it's his time to shine. But I think it's more from the City mistakes for sure. But he had a good game.
All right, on to the transfers, guys. Was one of the first players for the new wave, the new generation of City. Fantastic for him, you know.
Well, company's getting a company's getting a statue, and then David Silva. They just, I think that the president. Don't ask me his name because it's a long name.
Al Hassad,
whatever it is.
Masouf.
But he came out today with a little video and just kind of thanking David Silva, and he said that they're gonna get a statue. Deserved, yep.
And because we're talking about transfers, David Silva, RKO, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
To Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad snatching him up off of Lazio's hands.
Good.
Nobody saw this coming. Even Fabrizio Romano tweeted he was in shock. Sucks to be Lazio.
No, but you know what? It's good for Sociedad because we've spoken before about how Odegaard is going back to Real, and they needed to replace that spot.
Yeah.
And David Silva is the perfect person to do that. And they signed him to a 2-year deal. So it's good.
Good on him.
He still has football in his feet, so
Absolutely. And he's going back to Spain. It's
That's what I
motherland,
figured.
You know what I mean? I think that's why it makes more sense to go there.
And Lazio aren't really hurting not having him because they have Luis Alberto and Milinkovic-Savic still there. So
It would have been nice to see them.
Oh, absolutely.
it would have been very nice, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying it doesn't affect Lazio.
I think he's gonna do very well in Sociedad next year.
Yeah.
Beautiful city too. Right choice.
So Wilfred Zaha. The saga continues with this fellow. He's been linked to PSG and Dortmund. Will he finally leave Crystal Palace?
Before COVID, it was 80. His price.
It's north of 50.
Yeah.
If
Easily
it's north
of 50.
But here's the thing, though. If it's north, okay. If it's between 50 and 60, he's getting picked up by a Premier League team. But because he's
Palace
80,
don't want.
but because they might still shoot it at 80, he won't get picked up by a Premier League team, and that's why Dortmund and PSG are the number one candidates to chase him.
I don't think Dortmund are going to get him. The president already came out and said they're not even going to get a backup for Haaland for some reason.
Yeah, but he also plays on the wing too.
That's a good point, but they already have too many guys on that spot, though.
Yeah, true.
A lot of forwards.
A lot of forwards.
Yeah,
like
and I think
abundance.
and we've mentioned it before. Dortmund don't need to strengthen the attacking force. It's more
exactly,
defensive.
exactly.
Period.
Cool. Okay, so Carlo Ancelotti looking for the midfielder Alan from Napoli. Obviously, there were relations because he did the coach Napoli once upon a time before. What's his name?
It was right before Gattuso.
Right before Gattuso came in. Alan to Everton. Do you guys see it happening?
There's two clubs in the mix here. There's Dortmund and there's Everton. I think a better career choice is to go to Dortmund.
Easily.
But Dortmund, I think he'd have trouble starting there.
Why is that?
Their guy. Yeah.
Now,
He fucked up a
But-
bit the first year, I would say. But
let's
this
be
year is
honest
definitely
here.
his best
Let's
year.
be honest here. Everton would be the money move because he would get paid a lot more being in Premier League
And the playing time.
and the playing time. So I think Everton would be his choice.
Brasiliano to
And
Premier League?
we've seen so many Brazilians go to Everton.
Richarlison.
Richarlison, What's his name? Bernardo.
Bernardo.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Bernard.
Bernard.
Sorry,
Sorry.
he's usually coming off the bench, but he's a fucking upgrade on.
The place he goes if nobody else joins the mix.
All right. So, from one Merseyside team to another, Liverpool still looking to get Thiago Alcantara, but don't want to pay the 30 mil.
And Antonio, after we watched the game, Bayern and Barca, this guy, like I would pay 60 for him if I had it. That's how good he is.
Even injury prone, even his age.
No, but it just watching him play.
Quality. I've already expressed my opinion before. You take it without even budging, especially the amount of money that Liverpool have. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And haven't spent anything.
They're being very cheap right now, honestly.
The amount they've gotten in the last 2 years alone.
Yeah, just from
They're champs in the
the Champions League finals. Now this year they're champs of EPL, which is again a lot of money in their transfer budget.
Oh, actually,
salary.
there's that too. That's a good point. They made the Champions League final the year after they won the Champions League, and then the year after they won the Prem.
Yeah.
So there's all your money right there.
Bro, just the Champions League final making it is millions alone for the final. Disregard what you get for the rest of.
And they haven't spent much since.
tournament.
They've kept the same exact squad. So for me, that doesn't.
They got Minamino for 18 mil or whatever it was.
it's
Nothing.
And they got
They're being-
Kostas
they're-
for
anything.
17.
Tsimakis.
Kostas.
So,
Tsimikas.
so if Thiago's on the table for 30, you're taking it.
Yep.
I don't.
Regardless of
I-
what
I-
situation you're in.
Is it financial because of COVID? Like, what the fuck is going on? Just get
Again,
it. He
but that
wants to
makes no
come.
sense.
Personal terms are agreed.
A lot of clubs are struggling that we don't know about. Even some big clubs are finding it hard to. The second you see it, you're like, fuck Liverpool, just pay the damn 30 because we know you have it. But at the same time, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what their financial situation is.
And what's the other reason?
That it's true that next year he's going to be a free agent. Is that what you're getting at? Yeah. So next year he's going to be a free agent, and Liverpool don't want to pay 30 when they can get him for free in 5 months. But the problem with waiting is that when he becomes a free agent, he attracts other clubs, and then it becomes,
picked up.
like Antonio said, a bidding war.
Competitive, yeah.
And then at that point, it's just going to be who offers him more money, in my opinion. He's 29 years old. Obviously, the playing time he's going to want, but I think it's going to be where the money is, too.
Would you want him to go back to Barca if that was the case?
No,
No,
we don't.
I think you could look
looking
away.
at the
You could
age.
look away from that one. I think.
He's looking at the age, Antonio. He
I
wants
think
young
it's
blood.
time to
Yes.
Young blood.
new wave.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so Chelsea are seeking Lewis Dunk from Brighton.
Do we have to talk about it?
I've just seen this guy play. I've never fucking paid
Why
attention.
if it's-
I've seen him play
Why they're not going
once
for
or
bigger
twice in the
names?
last 3 years. I mean,
Like, I don't
he's
understand.
the captain of their team, and he's a defender. He has experience. He's been in the PL
28.
for a couple of years.
And apparently, statistically, he has like some like defensive statistic.
Well, I hope he does great if he signs with them.
That's
I
it.
don't
You know, it could be a nice depth move. I'll say that.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. My main concern is why they're not pursuing Reguilon, whatever the fuck his name is, because he had a fantastic game.
Well, don't forget he's still in
Fantastic
Europa.
year.
That too.
He's still in Europa.
All right,
You
but
gotta- you
they're
gotta wait.
pursuing Ben Chilwell and they're willing to splash 80 mil for a
Compared
left
to
back.
a 20 mil left back in Reguilon, who's
80 million for
Much
a
better.
fullback. You know what the record is for a fullback, by the way, in transfers?
isn't
us.
it Mendy?
It's Mendy at 50.
How much?
50. Can you imagine spending 80? Really proved himself. Let's be honest here.
I don't know. I don't know.
80.
That's what the.
That's what you're gonna pay for Havertz. Now that makes more sense, obviously. But you're gonna spend 80 on a fullback? No, there's
I
no
don't
way.
want to spend it.
Go spend 20 to 30 for Tagliafico. Left back from Porto. He's a free agent next year as well. So another person on the list too.
Yeah.
Sick shit.
I would love to see him, by the way, at City. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you're 400 mil, bro. There you
No,
go.
no, a free transfer, bitch.
Yeah, fuck out of here. All right. Unfortunately for Barcelona, Ter Stegen is undergoing knee surgery and will be out for 2 months.
Yeah.
And for me, because
That
Yeah,
he'll
it's not
keep them.
bad.
He'll keep them
Very
occupied.
solid.
That whole deal with Neto coming there and then Silicon going made no sense.
Yeah, that made no sense to me either. But anyways,
No clue. Maybe Neto wanted some trophies, which he didn't get.
actually, no. Thinking about it, actually, it makes more playing time. And
You mean Silicon? Yeah.
no, Neto wanted the playing time because Neto went to Valencia where Silicon came to Barca.
No, vice versa, bro.
Silicon had Barca. Barca had Silicon?
No, I think Valencia had Silicon. No,
No. They now have him because they swapped Silicon and what's his name? The other guy?
Neto.
Neto. Neto is the
Starting.
I mean, back in the day, it was at Juve.
I'm so lost. Anyways, my bad, boys.
Need a coffee, boy?
Maybe. But I could. Anyways, I could have
Double-double?
Double. Yeah, exactly.
no French vanilla.
Anyways, sorry for the listeners about that. I had a bit of a brain fart. My bad. Go for it, George.
It's all good. Oh, and I just have over here Arthur caught. For real.
I
Oh.
said enough. Fucking
Actually-
guy spat all over my computer.
Okay, bro. I was getting emotional, bro. I'm sorry.
That's actually true. The Ajax one, the news came out today, so that's new news.
Ajax want
Suarez.
like
Back.
Suarez from Barcelona.
Yes,
Luis Suarez.
he's up for sale, man.
The vampire.
Oh, speaking of which, that guy that you kept talking about, De Jong, he plays for Sevilla.
Yeah,
Was-
Luke.
Luke from Ajax.
He was from
PSV.
PSV. Okay, he scored against United.
Yeah, but he
came
came
off
off
the
the bench.
But he had an ass year, like trash.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, but
What do you have? 5 goals total.
that's pretty good to
Yeah.
make it up for. You're going to the final now.
But speaking of that, I mean, they fucking managed 2-1. I don't know how they have now.
Sevilla, forget
Yeah, I
it.
think now it's called the Sevilla League Trophy.
I think it's like almost like 4, maybe 3, 4
Hey, man.
years in a row.
Yeah.
No, not even because last year was Chelsea and Arsenal.
Because of their club compete that well in the Champions League, but if they can do what they're doing in Europa for all these years, why not, man? Go for it.
For
Fuck.
sure.
Kill it.
And just
Winning
FYI,
trophies.
FYI also, Inter Milan did play Shakhtar. And
Yes.
they absolutely
Throttled, man.
throttled them 5-0. Lautaro and Lukaku both getting a brace. And so now the final is looking up like Inter Milan versus Sevilla. So real
This Friday.
this Friday. Oh, but I think there's a game every week this week. by
Every
the way.
day
Every
this
day.
week.
Every day, sorry, every day this week.
Except for Saturday.
No,
Saturday there's no game.
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah, Sunday's the final for Champions League.
I'm gonna be away up north. No, I'm watching that game. Fuck that shit. Anyway, so I guess we can
And-
wrap it up.
And one last thing that just came out today, I want to say is news came out about Sabitzer and Tottenham that we're looking to get him.
Ooh.
And so it's heating up. They're going to wait till after the Champions League, obviously, to see how they do against PSG. And yeah.
Him
No,
and your
it's
brother,
a-
bro. You should see the names
Oh,
your
stop
brother
it,
brings
bro.
up sometimes,
Go
man.
on Bundesliga.com. Who's on their laptop? Type in Sabitzer.
But he's right though.
And for more Tottenham
I'm
news,
not shitting on Sabitzer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying every single transfer window that I hear from both of you guys, Tommy and Tommy, the Tommy duo, you guys bring up these names, man. We're getting this guy, we're getting that guy, and you end up getting maybe one.
bro, the guys, The only guy you've signed this year is Højbjerg, bro.
Yeah, and it just started the transfer window. He's not done. That's
We'll
all
see.
fair.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh, and they did also sign Joe Hart.
Woo.
Whoop-de fucking do.
Whoa.
All right, I guess we'll wrap it up. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. As always, your time listening to us. We really love doing this. Peace.
Ciao, guys.
And chicken grease.